Welcome back, folks. This is Par 73, bringing you that MWC99 top bracket finals. BMF facing off against the Alliance here with a 2-game 34-point lead over their opponents. Teams will be moving on to play Cracks in the Cloudspine, the Stampede game type. What this changes on the map is each team has a set of about 20 pigs each. I believe they are non-tradable on this map, and each team is trying to move their team's animals into their opponent's 3 flags zone to score points. So these games could very well end up as a tie if both teams prevent that from happening, kill their opponent's targets, just make it impossible to score points. But we'll have to see how that turns out. Looking at the teams here, no changes in the players. We still have Papa Scrub, Loser 2, HDK, Mr. Scorpio, Thorin, and Bullseye representing BMF, and the Alliance fielding Synapsed, Zap, Red Dog, Opus, Lord Fico, Fong Sayuk, and Smoke. Looking at the trades and strategies here, looks like Alliance gonna trade to get 2 pus. Hopefully they're not looking to sneak these whites into any water, because there is none on this map. They're also only gonna get 4 dwarves and quite a bit of archers for their team, and BMF opting for less archers, more dwarves, 2 more to be exact, more goals as well, and a handful of thrall, trading off some of their archers for those points. Both teams maxing the amount of Stygians and warriors that they can get.
Game on.
So, with the stage set, let's see what happens. Looks like Papa Scrub and HDK might be looking to play the high ground with their dwarves as Mr. begins to head out towards the mid. And it looks like Alliance gonna put their archers up high, as well as quite a bit of dwarves. Alliance also choosing to move their Stampede units up on to their castle. Not sure what they'll do up there aside from be defended, but BMF gonna move their pigs out. They got some in the west as well as middle. Looks like they're going to look to push the western part of the map. And Opus going to scout mid, noticing Thorin's scout goal. Alliance keeping all of their pigs up on the high ground actually, but that might not be the best of idea. You have 13 minutes remaining and you got to score those pigs, even max your opponents here, in order to come back from such a large differential. And you'll notice Hunted HDK setting off some flame arrows to burn the terrain up here so that it is not able to be burned once again. And Synapse is actually suggesting this to his teammates as well. And it looks like Lord Fico's got his journeyman stuck. But Thorin pointing out Alliance has all of their Stygians middle. This western force of BMF still has not been shadowed. And we got first blood on the map. And it looks like Loser 2's goal will stay alive as the archers just shooting into the battlement and unable to score an arrow. Until then, we got Droon Red Dog's Archer taking the kill. Look at that high resolution smiley face. And let's see. Looks like Alliance is gonna clean up these harassing goals, or at least scouts, while BMF moves in down the western part of the map. The safest thing for Alliance to do right now is move all their targets through the east. It seems they would rather play to be a bit more defensive. I mean, Opus not doing much with these Stygenes mid. And Synapse saying, I told you they would camp. Little do they know is we've got quite a number of units moving along the west here. And I've noticed on these Cloudspine maps they're quite long. I think the teams work with the time limits more on these Cloudspine maps more than anything else. Pretty sure all the Cloudspine maps have been 14 minutes long throughout this tournament. But yeah, BMF moving in pretty much undetected aside from Bullseye's gold pack. Lord Fico's trying to score a bounce. He does, and it's gonna do some damage to Bullseye's goals. He almost gets them. Had that dud gone off a little sooner, he might have been hearing some casualties. As looks like Thorin gonna move his goal out of the way before he hears casualty. But yeah, all the pigs taking their time. They're gonna be a bit too lean for some nice greasy bacon by the time they get over there, because they have gone on quite a hike. We'll have to see if the offense of BMF here is going to move, because it seems like there is no offensive passion from Alliance here aside from initial scouting. And Scrub saying, do not let them see you. But soon enough. If there was an archer up here right now, I would definitely see it. I'm not sure about the vision on the dwarves and the pigs. It might actually be much less than the archers. Because little do some players know that the units do have different ranges of view. Archers having some of the best eyesight in the game. Who'd have thought? And I still see no chat from Alliance, but Exep is noting their force is somewhere on the move. I can't believe it's still like they cannot see this. They're gonna be at their front door, and Fong Sai says not west, but they do not see it creeping up. I mean, I'm finding this a little humorous here. I guess it's where no Papa Scrub has no units for his team. He's just keeping an eye out and dropping orders. And Lord Ficos, wow, they're attacking, and it's in the west. Here they come. Speak of the devil. And we got Mr. dropping some well-placed fire arrows there. But Lord Ficos able to hold the high ground. Will he rack up enough ratios to keep that defense covered? We'll have to find out, as another well-placed shot gonna take out some Stygenes there. Zap's pigs not in danger of being burned. They've been moved out of the way, and what a shot. Oh, it duds! A dud for Lord Ficos. It could have taken out every one of those pigs. His next shot does take out some pigs, but we got some runners over here. Hunted HDK gonna move 2 in. Looks like they are in range to score. No, that one pig just out of the way of the duff shot, and they got a 1 pig lead for BMF. They're down quite a bit in percentage, and a lot of their forces are now cut off. taking intense artillery fire, but Alliance might want to stop defending their home base and move on to the offense. And Synapse calling it, let's move out. It's do or die now, as BMF can take the victory here with that 1 point. Their score at the moment is 8 points. Pretty sure it's 2 per pig, 6 for a win. Might be 7 for a win, 1 for a pig. We'll check up after the game. Potentially. And that goal dropping the head of one of their pigs. Red Dog says who moves, but hey, you all have to move. And Zap calls it. I think maybe Zap should have been captaining these games instead of Synapse. And one of BMF players has dropped. I believe it was Scorpio. Papa Scrub still opting to take 0 units. HDK in control of 25%. And Alliance got their pigs moving out towards the mid as well as the east. They're gonna score at least 2 pigs here, but I'm sure they need as much as they can. And we have 5 minutes remaining. I mean, in a 14-minute game, they basically are heading out to the offense with less than half the game's time remaining, and it took more than half the game for BMF to get those pigs in position. Alliance might have already screwed themselves out of a victory here. We'll have to see, as it looks like Synapse dropping a pus. He's gonna take out 1 or 2 warriors as well. And Thorin scouting out the pig's middle. He's gonna go for these 4 undefended, laughing his jolly way there. And Alliance pushing as fast as possible. As BMF's offense hightails it to the rear, but will they be in time to help the defense? We'll have to see. 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining. And I'm not so sure going through mid here is that best of an idea. I mean, Alliance has had some scouting of their opponents. See Loser 2's dwarf actually moving out of position to continue defending there, but if you go through the middle, it gives too much high ground opportunity for more than 1 dwarf. And as we can see, we got 4 in position for BMF, as well as a potential 5th, which is now hightailing it back to its original position. But Alliance gonna need quite a bit of duds and missed arrows to take out their opponent here. And Red Dog unable to be in position to launch a fire arrow, and even so, he's gonna get his archers dropped there, but the high ground is also burned. So I'm not so sure that will be going down. We got about 2 minutes remaining here. The frontal assault is all casualties so far. They might just want to spread and go. We'll have to see. As it certainly seems like these pigs in the east might be just 15 seconds too late to go help, and Opus keeping his Stygenes on standby, but potentially they should be assisting in this push, and all of these mid pigs are going to go down. That's going to give BMF some time to adjust to the eastern force of Alliance. So it's going to be a close one. We got a minute left though, and I don't think these pigs could even get to that flag in a minute. But anyway, they're not moving yet, so we'll have to see. I mean, Smoke really had to keep those going there. And Smoke taking a hit from the dwarf. A pus going down. It's gonna pus Papa Scrub's dwarf. And here come the pigs, but the first two are gonna get knocked out.
30 seconds remaining.
And 3 more pigs going down for Alliance as they try to push the main gate. However, no targets are out there, and there's no melee left for the Alliance over here. The 2 remaining pigs gonna go down, and that is game over. So, checking out the stats. 519 damage to 449. BMF taking the lead and the BC win. They also went 62 kills to only 46. Their initial aggressive push paid out for the victory here. Had that one pig gone down, I mean, it would be a tie game, but just enough to get in there. It's extremely hard to score your targets on this map, as it's far too easy to defend it with the high ground and artillery. But moving on here, we'll go through the stats real quick. Papa Scrub ends up 5-1 with 30 damage. Loser 2, 21-4 with 237 damage. Interestingly enough, Lord Ficos of Alliance having the same amount of damage. Quite a random number, and both players tied in the lead for damage. But let's get back to BMF and their players. Hunted HDK 18-35, 114 damage. Thoran 15-1, pretty solid kill to death ratios from him. 118 damage to go along with that. Bullseye 2-5 with 15 damage. And Mr. 1-4 with 2 damage. Moving on to the Alliance units, we have Synapse 2-2 with 14 damage. Lord Ficos 23-2 with 237 damage. Zap 10-20 with 120 damage. Feng Sayuk with 6 kills and 9 losses, 37 damage. Red Dog 2-6 with 24 damage. Opus 2-8 with 10 damage. Smoke 1-18 with 5 damage. So Smoke taking the most losses there. Most of his units dying towards the end of the game. Just thinking strategically here, I mean, Alliance, they almost pull off in the defense, but they were way too passive in the early part of the game, where, you know, their pigs didn't even have time to get in range of these flags, much less breach the walls. So very unfortunate with their timing, but they expected early aggression from BMF, sustained it pretty well. They only lose by a target here. It is what it is. So BMF going to take this game. They're going to score 8 points on top of that, giving them a 42-0 point lead. That might put the match out of reach, as it's not a normal best of 5. The games are point based. We'll have to see what happens in the next game, as it seems like on these Stampede games, at least in Cracks or Clash or any of the Cloudspine maps, there's a pretty good chance that no points will be scored by either team, as seen here. But on the other hand, BMF able to stick one of their pigs in at the very last second, thanks to a lucky dud or two. But duds are just part of the game. and this game is all done. Lions getting that huge kill and damage lead until they had to push their opponents. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the cast. Next up is Game 4 between these two teams. BMF likely put the match away already, but we'll check out the consolation games as it is and see what happens from there. Stay tuned.